location and your time zone. This is Mazi Ikem Patrick DK, and today is 29th of September, a Sunday, 2024. I want to welcome Biafrans all over the world, from all walks of life. This is a wonderful Sunday program where we'll be featuring one of our own and our Nigerian representative and African rep also. He will be joining us shortly. And I want to say thank you for being part of this program as you join. I want to also tell you that we are all on different platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, and we're also on our high wave. We are on. If you don't have the application, please download the app. Please download the app and make sure that you join us on the BTV application. You can quietly go on Google Play Station, download BTV, and you go to Channel One, watch our program. Thank you very much. I have at the background Wada Jovista Chichi, who would also be joining us um, on this program as my co-host as well. So I want to say welcome. As you join us, please share, like, make sure that you tag your friends because today's program is going to be wonderful. And as we celebrate our Igbo Day celebration, today is Igbo Day celebration because that is the purpose of this program. We would be talking about a series of issues regarding the Igbo history, the relationship of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo with IPOB, the relationship of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo with the Igbos themselves, and how of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo was formed and how it was brought about. And the history will be read to us by Nwada Jovista Chichi, who I want to welcome on board. Nwada, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mazi Patrick. Good morning. And how are you doing today?
Thank you very much, Wad. I'm fine, as you can see. I want to welcome you. You look so glamorous this Sunday afternoon. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mazi. You know, it is a Igbo celebration day. Mazi, I will find you because I don't know why you are not looking Igbo today. Are you just doing one man riot or you are protesting because of what Ahaneze has done to Igbo freedom? Mazi,
Well, quite unfortunate, I don't actually have any Igbo attire at my disposal. But if
Biafrans, are you hearing what Mazi Patrick is telling
but
us?
But if I have to put on an attire, I would have loved to prefer to put on the Anioma Igbo attire, which is my heritage. And Anioma Igbo attire is unique in its features, where you have the white, because we always dress in white, and the white, what is it called? Akwa a na-ama n'ukwu, so we put it
Okay.
across, and
So
yes,
by
and the
next
red
year's celebration, we'll be
and
looking
the
forward
red
to
cap.
that.
So
And
I promise that next year's Igbo celebration, I'll be kitting up with a Neoma Igbo attire. Wada, welcome to the
all
program.
right, and maybe then I that so much admire Aqua Isiagu may also be on my Isiagu attire.
Yes, definitely. So, Wanda, can you please read to us the history and some of the events surrounding the creation of Ohaneze Ndigbo, where we'll be analyzing from today? You have the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mazi. And I also welcome our viewers from across the globe on Biafra Television Europe, as I still remain Mwada Jovista Chichi, as we are celebrating the Igbo as we are celebrating the Igbo Day today globally. we want, and we are having this program as the treasurer's role of Ohaneze Ndibo in this course of freedom fighting. We want to take a brief history of Ohaneze Ndibo. In 1979, the Igbo Forum was renamed Ohaneze Ndibo. The Pan-Igbo organization was largely created by Professor Ben Nwabeze, a constitutional lawyer who served as the organization's first deputy president, while Dr. Francis Akanubiam served as its president. Lagos Igbo Union, the earliest precursors to Ohaneze Ndigbo, was established in the early 1930s. It was brought about by its members. It was brought about by its members' wish to host a celebration for Dr. Akanubiam, the second Igbo physician to return from his educational pursuit in Britain. In 1943, Lagos Igbo Union was renamed Igbo Federal Union. One of the executive members of the Federal Igbo Union was Chief Binyerem Onwukamuche Nwamo Eluwa. He's a posthumous author of the book, a 739-page book, Ado na Idu. That was the history of the origin of Igbo. Ado na Idu. The author of the book was Chief Binyerem Onwu Kamuche. Maybe with time you look for that book and read it up. And he served as the general secretary to the organization from 1946 to 1948. In 1948, the Igbo State Union was established and Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe assumed office as its first president. In May 1966, the Igbo State Union was banned. After the 1966 anti-Igbo pogrom and that genocidal war, prominent Igbo leaders convened to unify Igbos under a new umbrella organization, the Igbo National Assembly. The organization was later banned by the Nigerian military dictatorship from fears that the existence of the organization would promote Igbo separatism. Then in 1979, the Igbo Forum was renamed Ohaneze Ndigbo. It was also created by Professor Ben Nwabeze, and he served as its deputy president also. Ohaneze Ndigbo is an Igbo sociocultural organization in Nigeria. The group aims to represent the interest of all communities within and outside Nigeria. And that is the short history of Ohaneze Ndigbo. What I want us to pay attention here is that the one of the uh, uh, reasons for forming this group or the organization is to represent the interest of the Igbos, both internationally and in Nigeria. But there is a big question there which I would leave for our guest to answer when he comes in. The big question there is Ohaneze Ndigbo representing the interest of the Igbos anywhere at all? I still remain Wada Jovista Chichi. Mazi Patrick, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Wada. Thank you very much for that little episode of the history of Ohaneze Ndigbo and the role they have played from the formation to date. And we'll be analyzing that, not just Ohaneze Ndigbo, but we'll also be analyzing so many other events. We'll be talking about the threat of the Igbo nation globally, like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said in his court proceeding an argument how the Igbos have been globally persecuted, and we have events that lead to such evidences of Igbo persecution, not just in Nigeria, but also in other places where they are targeted based on their ethnicity. We will be inviting Mazi JCI Oyuku, IPOB West Africa representative, and also Nigerian national coordinator, who will be joining us any moment from now via telephone to discuss some of these issues that we are bringing up today. Wada, I don't know if JCI is live with us.
Technical director, please, we would like to bring on Mazi that will be joining us as our guest in the studio.
Yes, while we wait for
Mazi Patrick, the technical
yes,
director is making me to understand that I'm not audible. Can
you are
anybody hear me now?
you are audible 100%. I can hear you,
All right.
and I can guarantee that you are audible.
So, technical director,
Okay,
can
but
you
I
bring
think that she's audible. She's live in the studio, and I believe that Biafrans are watching all over the world. I think there are some issues that could be resolved on the ground, but as far as the transmission is concerned, I can see and hear one other Jovista coming live. Despite the fact that she could be having one or two technical issues, breakages here and there, but I can hear her clearly. So, one I don't know if
Yeah, I think the technical director can hear me now because I've just unmuted. Technical director, can you hear me right now?
yes, so Wada, I hope that Mazi JCI is live with us. If you've been able to make the connection, while we bring him to introduce himself to Biafrans before we proceed with some of the questions we have for him. Wada, are you there?
Yeah. Is Mazi
Yeah,
JCI with us? What is
I
this
don't know
one?
if Mazi JCI is with us. While we wait for Mazi JCI Oyuku to join us, I would also like to bring to our notice some of the things that are happening in Imo State, where the governor of Imo, Hope Uzodinma, have decided to falter, have decided to choose the path of faltering of the dynamics of Igbo land by allowing uh, Imo State and some of the communities there to be a dumping ground for certain unknown and unidentified individuals of the northern extraction in the name of refugee um, accommodation. It is only in the contraption called Nigeria that you see a particular tribe being transported and moved from their own land into other ancestral lands, completely off their location and their place of abode, into an environment that have no connection with them in order to create confusion. And it is quite unfortunate, and I believe that the Igbo have to rise up and make sure that that does not happen. We've also seen on so many occasions where the argument of the Igbo land is just a little dot in a big cycle. We've always had this argument of Igbos not having enough space for themselves, and that the North, which is the Arewa constituency, have more broader and bigger land mass. So why should you transport a people who have more broader and bigger land mass to an area that the land is, completely not enough for the people? We have a very small space, transporting people from the north that have massive land space, unarguably, into an area whose land space is limited, is completely unacceptable. So, we also bringing some of these issues on board because it threatens our existence also as a people. So, for me, it is an to be looked into. While we wait for Mazi JC Ayoyuku to join us, I hope that Wada will be able to change her background to fit into the program and also come on board as we proceed. I can't respond to Mazi JC Ayoyuku because right now I am live, and I hope that he would be able to. Hello, Mazi. Good afternoon from here. So, Mazi, you're welcome back. I don't know if you heard about the introduction of the program. I don't have any other option, despite the fact that despite the fact that I'm not supposed to go. You are not supposed to come through my thing, but we just have to make do with that. And notwithstanding, are you there?
It's you.
Okay, you're welcome to the program, and Mazi JCI is live with us. Mazi JCI, good afternoon. And I also want to confirm if he's audible. Nwada, can you please confirm that? Good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon, Mazi JCI. You are welcome to the program and you are audible.
God bless you. Thank you very much, Mazi JCI. Before you proceed, I have already laid the background of our discussion, and we'll be talking about a series of events. We are not going to just base our discussion on just around Ohaneze and Igbo. We're going to talk about a series of events and issues. We're going to talk about the uh, persecution of Igbos globally, which we've seen in so many occasions where Igbos have been targeted in places like South Africa and some other African countries outside the contraption called Nigeria, which we are bearing more brunt of our existence as in the Igbo. We'll be talking about some of these issues, and I believe that as you join us, you'll be able to dissect some of the argument. But first of all, we would like you to introduce yourself to our viewers who have not had the privilege or the possibility of ever hearing about you or having any contact with you. I would like you to introduce yourself for clarity's sake, Mazi. Mazi JCI, are you there? I want to be sure if Mazi JCI is still live with us. I don't know. I think he has to come back. I think he has to come back, and I'm waiting for him to call in again because, as I said earlier, we would be hosting, what Mazi JCI. What is it the one calling you? Hello, Mazi
Yeah, he's
JCI.
right here. He's right here. Maybe we manage from this angle.
You were asking me to introduce myself, and I was just about doing that before it appears you weren't hearing me again, but I could hear you clearly. Okay,
So can I
Mazi,
proceed now?
you are free to go ahead.
Okay. Good afternoon, Biafrans all over the world. Ndị Igbo, ebe niile unu nọ, ndewonu. Afọ m bụ Mazi JCI Onyoko. Mazi JCI is your humble servant, a Biafran socio-political philosopher, an ontologist, a preacher, a freedom fighter, and above all, a man mandated by Elohim to join hands with DOS and other great servants of this family to assist Nnamdi Kanu to restore Biafra. I hail from Aba province in Biafra land.
Thank you very much, Mazi JCI Oyunku. And Wada, do you have any question for because the Englishman says ladies first, so we want to accord you with that with that privilege and respect to see if we'll start with you. There are questions you would like to bring forward to Mazi JCI. And Mazi, I don't know if you were if you followed the readings of Wada earlier, giving a little history of the Ohaneze Ndigbo.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, I did it.
So I don't know if there are any comments you like to drop in that regard before she come with whatever question she has.
Well, I will come up with them in the course of answering my questions. What got my attention the most about that history of the Ohaneze is the reason why it was formed. So it because the Ohaneze has deviated from that purpose, that ontological basis for which it was formed, which was to represent the interest, the general interest of any Igbo man anywhere in the world, to represent the Igbos. Those that have Igbo ancestry are Igbos. They could bear any name. Ijos are Igbos. I would like to come back here in another day to tell you the sub-Igbo groups, who they are. Anybody that can be traced to Igbo, anybody whose DNA reads Igbo is Igbo. You see people all over the world vibrating, talking about their Igbo heritage. What has Ohaneze done? TDJX came publicly to say that he's an Igbo man. What has Ohaneze done? Has he asked questions? Who is he? Where is he from? If he comes to say he's an Igbo man, it means anybody that shares nativity with him is Igbo. What have they done to extend the hand of friendship to such people? Rihanna from Haiti says she's Igbo. What did Ohaneze do? And what shocks me, what baffles me is that this organization is led by people who claim to be educated. You see some of them bearing doctor, established by a professor. One of the greatest legal luminaries that the zoo, Nigeria, has ever produced is Professor Ben Nwabweze, a constitutional lawyer that established this organization. Now, this organization is there, just live in isolation. Back on purpose, the gap they are meant to fill, the gap is broadening every day. We are losing Igbo people every day because nobody cares. This organization, by its ontological basis for formation, is meant to be the umbrella that protects every Igbo man. And yet the Igbo man has become the most vulnerable species anywhere in the world. And yet there's an organization called Ohaneze Ndigbo. Let me stop here for now.
Thank you very much, Mazi JCI. Wada, over to you.
All right, thank you, Mazi JCI. I will begin my question with today is a celebration of the Igbos or Igbo Celebration Day. Mazi, I want to know, is there anything that we are to celebrate about today, since the unifying force and the lover of freedom and unifier of the Igbos is still in illegal detention, and we do not understand by any means if there is really anything Ohaneze Ndigbo is doing about his illegal detention. Is there anything to celebrate about today?
Well, thank you, Wanda, for the question. I will answer from a personal perspective. Because life is festival. It depends on how you approach life. Life brings different meaning to different people. Personally, for me, there is nothing to celebrate because Ohaneze has deviated from the original course. They have lost vision. They have lost touch with the basis upon which that great institution was rooted. The greatest lover of the IGBO is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From Ojuku's time to date, nobody, dead or alive, has beaten the records of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is no Igbo man anywhere in the world, dead or alive, that have chosen to die for his people, that has spent 5 years in incarceration, 5 years in solitary confinement, 5 years without his wife and his children, 5 years without pursuing his dreams and vision. It is inconsequential whatsoever anybody, close or far, see as his fault is human. Nobody, no Igbo man, dead or alive, has paid that much. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has paid in full. He has become the epitome of Igbo-ness. He has become the epitome of unity. The Igbo land, a nation, a sovereign nation called Igbo land, would have been in existence for over between 4 or 5 years by now, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had accepted to go with that offer. It's an open secret. Buhari made the offer when the heat was too much on them. He said, go with the 5 Igbo states. It was a simple thing. Yes, we're going with all the Igbos. But he said, no, I'm not going with the Igbos. I'm not asking for Igbo land. I'm not asking for Igbo nation. I am asking for Biafra. And the Biafra is not Igbo. In fact, originally, Biafra is not even Igbo. Biafra's name will be traced to a job. That's the space that was called Biafra historically. He said, we are asking for freedom of indigenous people of Biafra, not indigenous Igbo people. That is why we are where we are. That is why he has done extra 3 years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is where he is today, not because of the people in Imo State alone, not because of Ongwa people in Abia, not because of people in Ebonyi, not because of people, not because of Nsoka people alone, but because of Ijoma, because of Urobo people. All the Igbo people is too. That's why he's there. And for those of you who don't know history, it's not important how much of economic benefit or things you think you gain aligning with the zoo that has beclouded your sense of good judgment. Igbo people in the whole of the zoo, anywhere they tie their mother tied to 2-piece wrapper, that's where you have Igbo people. There in some part of Ondo State, you have some Igbo people there that conscripted into Ondo. These are stories somebody say, what is this saying? The people have started again. I am a historian. When you fail to tell history, the exact truth the way it is, perversion or distortion has taken place. It's no more correct. We tell the truth the way it is, no matter whose us is found. Truth mustn't be told to favor you. You tell the truth the way it is, so that humanity will bear witness that you have done justice to history. Igbo people are found in Ishekiri land. You find Igbo people, Urobo, they're the Igbo people. They're everywhere. You see them by their name. You identify them by the way they dress. You trace them all the way to Gala, all the way to all the way to Benue State. Igbo people are there. Everywhere, all the space where you call South today, there's no portion of that you will not find indigenous Igbo people. Those are the people Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is suffering for. And that is why today we celebrate World Igbo Day. Let me remind you, we're not only celebrating people from Abia, Imo, Ebonyi, Anambra, as the case may be alone. We celebrate all the Igbo people from anywhere. If I am to join you to celebrate Igbo Day, I am celebrating the Igbo people, the Moors in Jamaica, the Igbos in Jamaica, I celebrate. Today, I celebrate the Igbos in Haiti, the Igbos the Banton came up and told you that by his DNA, an Igbo man, what has the Ohaneze done? You heard that one of your sons in a faraway woke up and said, I am XZ. What have they done? To say, let's go and find out these people. Who are they? Where is it from? So certainly his people are Igbo. Have you stretched hands towards them? So Igbo Day celebration makes no sense to me if there are Igbos scattered everywhere in the world and nobody is talking to them. Nobody tells them who they are. They have been lost in history. Nobody does anything to bring them back. Nobody does anything to let an Urubu man that is an Igbo person, that his ancestry is Igbo. Nobody has made any conscious effort to tell Ijo man they has Igbo ancestry, that we are one blood, we are one people, one destiny, and we can't run and leave the other. Nobody has made any attempt to tell those people who have been confused, and you don't really blame them. If you put a man says he's not Igbo, even though he's saying it in an Igbo talk, I won't be angry with him. Because why? Nobody has done what they need to do to synthesize them. Nobody has done anything to call their elders. Has Ohaneze gone to Obako Ikori and call them and sit down with them and ask the elders question? And ask them that this thing some of your children are doing, are you people part of it? Do you mean you guys have forgotten who you are and where you come from? What are they done to correct these narratives that the zoo has spread for over a century? So when we talk about celebrating World Igbo Day, I celebrate them in Trinidad and Tobago. I celebrate the Igbos in Gambia. There are Igbos, the Igbo tribe in Equatorial Guinea, large population that runs into hundreds of thousands. There are Igbos in Cameroon. Has Ohaneze been there? Has there been symposiums? Has there been enlightenment program to educate these people, to tell them who they are? To tell them the lies the enemy has told, the lies that the British, the lies that the French has told to confuse them, not allow them align with their ancestry and who they are. Look at the Black Americans clamoring. Some of them have done DNA tests to say, I am Igbo. What has been done to bring them together? What has been done to point them home, to show them home? Do they even have a home? Do we have a home? We have become the most endangered species, even in our own land. So these are the questions. These are what actually bothers me. So today there's nothing to celebrate.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mazi, because if we leave you, you'll continue to move and move and move and continue to move. Now, I want to ask a question. Because it's very, very important when we talk about Ohaneze as an institution. It's very, very important. We look at the people who holds that institution together and what are the bases to electing or appointing these people to holding some of these institutions, the position they are holding. What are the bases? Because the bases are very, very important. The basis. What are the bases? What are the criteria that makes Ohaneze Ndigbo president, a president of Ohaneze Ndigbo? Do you have an idea?
Yes, Mazi, I will not go too deep into that because I'm not a member of Ohaneze. I've never been one before, and I have no plans to be. Ohaneze remains the way it is. I believe they have their own domestic rules prescribed. But what I will tell you from the little knowledge I've gathered from the public is that currently the position, the office of the PG of Ohaneze has been ceded or zoned to River State. Now, let me tell you the import. Let me tell you what is going on. Now, somebody might ask, is there any link between these social cultural organizations and the politics, the political game?
But Maz, I would have loved us to take that because I'm also coming into that politics as well. But why I asked you, what are the bases and who are these individuals that hold, hierarchy position in Ohaneze Ndigbo? I know the reason why I asked such a question because it is important for us to understand. Maz, I think there is a lot of noise. Maybe you have your Bluetooth on and stuff like that. So that gadget is making a lot of noise as a result of your movement up and down. So I would like that you find some level of stability or you find an alternative because it's a little disturbing. So I would like to look at the basis for electing people into positions in Ohaneze Ndigbo. Every institution have their rules and their regulations, and nobody here can be specific or have an idea of what the rules and regulation that guides Ohaneze hierarchy position, what the rules demand. So it gives room for some sort of infiltration where you have people who do not actually have the Igbo interest at heart, hold principal position in Ohaneze and Igbo, and that could be the reason why we see what we are seeing today. And possibly as well, people could be in a position in Ohaneze and Igbo who do not have the passion of what concerns the Igbos as a nation. So very, very important that we identify some of these challenges and lapses, because if we have to go into the definition of Ohaneze Ndigbo, Ohaneze Ndigbo means me and you, Oha, Neze. So it is very, very important that we do not isolate ourselves, because the worst thing that can happen to us as a people is continue pointing hand. These are Ohaneze Ndigbo, as if we are not part of it. It's very, very important that an average Igbo man wakes up to the reality to understand that he is an Oha and he is an Eze in Igbo land. And we must, as a matter of responsibility, start waking up to this responsibility to start asking the questions that surrounds the issues and the challenges we face today with the Ohaneze and Igbo. Have we also, as Igbos, as a people, done justice to ourselves by just sidelining ourselves or putting ourselves away from being participant of this organization? Because if we have also participated, maybe we would have made our own contribution. Maybe we would have also made our contribution in making Ohaneze Ndigbo a better organization for us. So I think we also have to look at our own areas of irresponsibility when it comes to the issue of Ohaneze Ndigbo. But Mazi, I don't know if there is something you want to add in that regard.
Yes, Mazi, I actually think our focus should go to the sites that concerns us, because when you come to conditions, the prerequisite for the PG or for the office of the highest echelon, the leadership of the Ohaneze, is an internal thing. Ohaneze has a constitution. I know, I understand there are different articles, like Article 21, different articles stipulate the rules, the guidelines for election. So they have internal laws that guides the elections. I don't have these laws. I try to browse through as we're talking now. They're not made available to the public. You need to be a member. They have their rules. So everybody is a member of the Ohaneze. Fine. The same way everybody from Biafra is an IPM member, because once an indigenous person, you are and a member of the indigenous people of Biafra. But somebody who has not identified, that's why we talk about family member. You have not come to identify with us. You have not registered. You don't pay your statutory dues. You cannot be said to be a member, even though by your origin you are. Yes, every Igbo person, every person that has Igbo ancestry is qualified to be a member of Ohaneze. But you can't be said to be a member until you go to the organization, find out the rules and regulations, and join them officially and begin to pay your statutory dues and attend meetings. So for me, I think we should rather dwell in other issues that concern us than what are the prerequisites or the qualification for being their leader. Their leader is that you must be a member, you must have served for a certain number of years, you must be loyal, you must be committed, and all that and all that. Those are their rules. Those are what is entailed. So can you reframe the question?
Yes, Mazi, the question I was asking is, have we as Ndigbo, as a people, also become complacent, if I may use the word, with the challenges of Ohaneze Ndigbo, owing to the fact that we as Igbos have not played enough role to look at the activities of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo that we say are representing or that claims to represent us. Have we been complacent in not doing what we are supposed to do, in also looking at internal activities of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo and becoming part of this organization to make it work for every Igbo man? I don't know if that is the question I'm asking, because it is very easy for us to keep pushing blame in one direction, just like you also have certain individuals who are sitting on the fence and blaming IPOB. Why they have refused to participate in the struggle for Biafra restoration? We have to look at it from these angles, Mazi. Have we been complacent as well as a people, as Igbos all over the world? Have we failed in making sure that we participate, considering the name Ohaneze, which is the responsibility of every Igbo person, alive or dead, if I may use the word? Have we been complacent as a people?
Yes, we have. In honesty, we have been complacent in certain ways, in the sense that we as a people have not participated well as we should. To be honest with you, I don't think we have given Ohaneze the exact amount of support we ought to. And it could be accrued, it could be, blamed or pinned on so many other variable factors, like how has the Ohaneze failed? Have they lived up to expectation? Can I tell you for free that the followership of Ohaneze now is different from the followership of Ohaneze when Ohaneze had eyes? Before their eyes were plucked out, then they had eyes. They had visionary leaders. They had leaders who stood their ground. They had leaders who were not afraid of government of the day. They had leaders who can look at the truth and call it his lay. But now, unfortunately, certain events, political events, realities, certain forces that probably they could not conquer have, overwhelmed them. They now have leaders who are afraid. Let me just pick one example. Nnamdi. Look at in the days of Nnamdi, even though he was a lawyer, if you look at how he was behaving, you will see that this one is afraid of the Fulanese. This one is so afraid of the government of the day. He was more of himself, what I can gain. He was thinking of how to synergize, how to network, use his office to get appointments. Those were self-seeking. Those that started this organization were not self-seeking. Today, our leader, Nnamdi, is not thinking about himself. If tomorrow, God forbid, in future, we begin to have leaders who are not thinking about money-making, office, position, only themselves, do you think the followership will still be strong? The answer is no. So now, the complacency is both ways. It's a two-edged sword. If you go forward, it will injure you. Go backward, anybody it gets to is a victim. Both we, Igbos, who have not joined, who have been complacent, who have not done enough, both the leadership and I'm a ministry person. In ministry, it said that anointing flows from the top. Every organization is a function of its leaders. How you lead determines how the people follow. If you have a leader who is fearful, you have a leader who cannot stand on his position, the organization will not go well. I tell you honestly, if I wake up tomorrow and said I want to be part of Ohaneze, I can't even be with the way they are now. That they cannot be trusted as elders. You see how Yoruba elders carry themselves. They condemn evil, even when it's against them. Today, here now they could come up publicly to tell Tinubu, it is not your turn. It's the turn of the Igbo. That's how elders behave. In African philosophy, or in the African setting, it is believed that at gray hair, you're expected to be truthful. At gray hair, you're drawing closer to the grave. Lies no longer pays at gray hair. At gray hair, you're expected to be fearless. What is it you want to see? What is it you want to enjoy or not enjoy? At gray hair, you're not expected to tell lies. You're not expected to be fearful. The Yoruba leaders, their own socio-political organization, says the truth at all times. You see how Tinubu woke up and killed terrorists in Kaduna, where they got that to celebrate. He dropped bomb to kill them. The northern leader woke up and said, no, don't kill our own. Even the terrorists are their own. They see them as their army. But there is Ohaneze that prescribed IPOB. Can you see the difference? So who will go and join such an organization? Can I shock you that IPOB had several meetings with Ohaneze, with all the governors? Because Ohaneze and Eastern governors are 5 and 6. They are two different sides of the same coin. Treacherous, unreliable, any word they want to use. Selfish, greedy, they only think about themselves, they don't think about the people. So IPOB went to meet them. About 4 different meetings were held. One, Onyedu went with, what's the name of this man? One evangelist, and with one babe, one Gweze. Onyedu went, he met all the governors in governor's house in Enugu. And what was he asking for? He didn't ask for betterment of Igbo people. He made very simple request for our people, for Biafrans, everywhere in this room. He asked them, he made some very simple requests that bothers everybody. Go and fix all the seaports. Let's have Warri Seaport work. Make our place economically viable. Igbocha Seaport should be functional. Let Seaport in Calabar work. A man in Calabar cannot buy motor and is going to Lagos to go and bring it in. He will spend more than ×3 the cost of the vehicle to take it back to his village. It doesn't make sense. Not that we don't have river. We have river. What is bigger than what we have in Lagos? Apapa Wharf is a very shallow wharf. They dredge Apapa Wharf almost every year. They spend billions dredging it. The Igbocha port is the deepest seaport you have in this part of the world. Certain ships cannot go to Apapa Wharf. I know I'm talking about. I've been there. I've done a lot of business on those axes. I've gone to clear containers, not one, not twice. If you go to Apapa Wharf, there are certain ships that cannot bat in that seaport. They'll take smaller ship and go and meet them in the high sea because they cannot come close to that place. But Port Harcourt Seaport can carry any size of ship anywhere in the world. You abandon it. Everybody must go to Lagos and pay tax to Lagos. The Fulanis are there, they won't there in the world. Before Tinubu has changed everything and put his own people. They'll collect from you, and the checkpoint they will mount from the Lagos to the east. You will pay more than ×4 the cost of goods. These things make economic life viable in our space. Only to ask them, fix the seaport. Let it be functional airport in our space. Do you know that our people don't know why they're in Lagos? Many people are in Abuja now, they don't know why they're in Abuja. Igbo governors are bad. Igbo people are bad. We are the ones doing ourselves. They don't fix our side. How much does the government give them? Do you think it's Lagos money they used to build Lagos? 95% of all the bridges you see, Tinubu did not construct one bridge when he was a governor. I was in Lagos all through. I lived in Lagos before he became a governor. He never constructed one overhead bridge till he left power. All the bridges you have in Lagos were constructed with the fund from our space. All the oil companies in the zoo pay their tax to Lagos State. You know, Akwa Ibom contribute the highest right now to the national account. They're the biggest, the highest oil producing state. How much do they get? Kanu State collects more than Akwa Ibom from the federal post. Where is justice? Is that what somebody will see and be happy? Onyedu went to these people and told Ohaneze and Igbo governor, go and talk to your Fulani friends that Nigeria is not well balanced. We will not stop agitating until you put things right. Everybody cannot see impunity, see injustice and keep quiet. There are people who don't have that grace. Some of you have the grace to say nonsense, you say it doesn't concern you, walk by. Some of us don't. There are people who prefer to die rather than to remain in a place where they're cheated. So that's the situation, Mazi. I don't know if I've answered that question.
Yes, yes, you've given some level of good response, if I would say. I know that the issue of Ohaneze Igbo is not an issue we can discuss in one program. We might definitely come back some other days to talk about it. And we also want to open this forum for any of Ohaneze Igbo representatives to come on BTV to respond and answer for themselves. The forum is open. We'll be extending our invitation to them in the coming days to see if they can come here on BTV to answer some of our questions as we celebrate the Igbo Day celebration, because throughout the week it's going to continue. So, what other Jovista do you have questions for Mazi JCI?
Oh yes, yeah. But before I ask my question, I want to make a little contribution. You know, you were talking about if we the people has kind of been complacent. Now I want you to look at it this way. Um, Looking at what IPOB has achieved in 12 years and more than, and looking at Ohaneze Ndigbo that has been there since 1979. Remember that this social cultural group has been there since 1930s, before the genocidal war, before all the pogroms that have been committed against Igbo people. Though they have been changing their names till that 1979. Now, how have they been able to sensitize our people, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did in less than a decade? In less than a decade. Now, you know that this uh, group or organization, you know, you were talking about everybody being a member of Ohaneze. And I also understood the answer given by our guest, Mazi JCI, the procedures to become a member of an organization. Remember that these people are a group of intellectuals. They are professors. They are lawyers. Most of them are senior or were senior advocates of Nigeria, like Nnamdi. He was a senior advocate of Nigeria. Even most of their different chapters and representatives, they were all senior advocates of Nigeria. Now you'll be wondering, aside Professor Ben Nwabeze, Akanebian, that we knew what these people contributed. We know their contribution, especially during during Biafran genocide. We know their contributions. Now you'll be asking, since 1930 till date, what has these people exactly put on the table? We know that they are non-political party, but presently, looking the way they are standing, they are more interested in politics. Because if you have had the opportunity to be in their midst, because I've had the opportunity to be in their midst. I've had once had a meeting with the Ohaneze Ndigbo. You will see that these people are a group of intellectuals who are mostly interested in politics. Each of them is looking forward to becoming Nigeria president someday, and they prefer going to the north to bow down to the Fulani man and making our people to understand that we are second-class citizens, that we can kneel down, we can bow before the Fulani man for them just to give us the crumbs from the table, which supposed not to be looking at the kind of people that make up such a group, because these people are intellectuals. They are the people that are supposed to create awareness. They're supposed to be pressure group. Do you know that today IPOB is almost a pressure group? Do you know that IPOB is a
Almost.
pressure group?
You
And
saying
that is why we
almost
have
is
become the state actor.
wow,
So
that you
this is
saying
what we
IPOB is almost a pressure group is an understatement. But I would like because your question have taken long so that Mazi Jesia will be able to respond. So can you please just phrase it, summarize it for him to be able to respond adequately, Wada?
asking my question, but let me come forward to my question. My question is, Mazi, is there any relationship between Ohanes and the Igbo, the Igbo governors, and IPOD?
Wada Jovista, I love that question. There was rather, all right, right now, there is none. Prior to their recent behaviors, treacherous acts, when this struggle started, when Onyendu started this march, started campaigning, once when he returned from the UK in 2015 or thereabouts, moves were made to communicate the philosophy of IPOP, the need for Igbo freedom to this social cultural group, which was expected. Like I said, Onyendu had meeting with them only once. And IPOP had like other 3 follow-up meetings. I think I have the dates. Now, the first time I've said it before that Onyendu went with just 2 people. He went with one evangelist, Elliot, and with Ben Wabweze. They went to governor's house in Enugu. They met with the governor. They met with the PG of Ohaneze, Nyawodu, and few other important people were there. And he tempered his request and told them to make our region economically viable. Create airports, give us international airports, let the seaport work, take care of the roads. These are the things he requested. Then tell them to fix that for referendum. Nigeria needs to be renegotiated. Everybody knows that Igbos are persecuted every day. Our people are suffering everywhere. We have to do something. Instead of these people to act like elders, well, listen to what you have said and they internalize it or even use it as a political tool to score goal at the national level. Tinubu is president today. Fine, good and fine, you read the election is not hidden. But it's because Afenifere was agitated. It was when Afenifere was agitating before that the Fulanis went to pick Obasanjo to silence or to compensate the Yorubas. What has Ohaneze done to balance the political equation? Obi campaigned and won election, and he was robbed in broad daylight. What did Ohaneze do? So now the relationship that existed is that of it wasn't a smooth one because it's like that's why the topic of this discourse, the treasures role. So I want to anchor this topic on your question. I want to rephrase it and use it to answer your question. The relationship between Ohanese, Igbo governors, and IPO, the noble family of IPOB, is that of it exhibits the treasures role that Ohanese and the Igbo governors. Sorry, Igbo governors was not mentioned in the topic, but Igbo governors and Ohanese has worked in pari passu in perpetuating suffering, bondage on the Igbo man, on the Igbos across the globe. How? Now, like I said, the first meeting held where Onyendu met them, they revealed all the detail of the meeting to the Fulani masters. Another meeting was equally held where governors were invited. They all went and they met with them. Then that was shortly after Onyendu had disappeared. After the Python dance too, Nigerian military went to Onyendu's country home in Afarikube, killed over 28 people. By the stroke of luck, Onyendu escaped and they ran into hiding. Onyendu's father, the king, and the wife too were missing. IPOB wrote a letter through the leadership. I think I know the one of March 5th of July in 2018. that was signed by the head of Directorate, Mazi Ikem, signed by the deputy there by phone. The PBA made 5 requests to them. They asked them to go and proscribe IPOB because it was the Igbo governors and Ohaneze that proscribed IPOB. They gave the IPOB back land and they took capitalize on that to do the evil, the rubbish they did. So they told him to go and proscribe. You cannot have peace without reconciliation. So they told Ohaneze to go publicly and proscribe IPOB and convince the zoo to follow suit. Number 2, they told Ohaneze to prevail on the government, yes, to proscribe IPOB after they have done theirs. Number 3, they asked them to tender an undeserved apology to IPOB for complacency. The Igbo governors and Ohaneze were asked to do that because of how they instigated the Python dance tool that claimed the life of many IPOB members and principal officers and led to the disappearance of our leader. As at the time they wrote this letter on the 5th of July 2018, Onyendu was missing. Nobody had heard from Onyendu. Nobody knew his whereabouts. The king was missing. The wife was missing. Then they told them again to write a letter to apologize to the people of Afari Quebec for invading their king's palace. And they asked them to ask the government to tell us the whereabouts of the king and his wife. Those are the things they asked for. Then what happened next? The zoo, the Ohaneze, Nnamdi, and his team, the Igbo governors, took everything, the letter, and sent to the zoo. And they were using it to do caricature. They were now using it as evidences against IPOB. These meetings held at different locations, not to like 4 times. On the 14th of September, I don't know if some of you can still remember, the day that IPOB termed the Saboteurs Day. Why? Because of the treacherous behavior of Ohaneze, of leaking a secret meeting they had together. A secret meeting, what they had together and said this is confidential, nobody must hear, was leaked to the Fulanis in less than 72 hours. That was why IPOB decided to sever her relationship with them. Both the Ohaneze and the Igbo governors, because like I said, they are like coins of the census. So the same thing they do, nothing short of that. In one of those meetings, P2B was there. All of them came, and they were pushing Igbo presidency agenda for 2019. That's when we came out with an article and they did the announcements, gave the pledge. Then Nnamdi were negotiating for another thing. Politicians were scheming for office. Now, let me correct an impression. There's nothing wrong with Ohaneze asking for political bargains or using their office for political bargain. There's nothing wrong with that. It is only wrong when it's done at the detriment of the people that are meant to defend. It's a pressure group. Pressure group mount pressures and get what they want. So that is okay. But they have not been good bargainers. They don't even know how to bargain politically. Yoruba bargains and get what they want and walk away. Fulanis bargain, pretend advices. It's not because they're intelligent. Because some of you don't know. I say, they're good political. They know next to nothing. All those people you see there, Catherine Lang was practically running the government in the north. You see, in the days of Catherine Lang, she was moving from one governor house to the other. And they do this, just like chess game. All of them will wait for her. Hey, mommy, come, what do we do? She will tell them, do this. Next week, she moved to the other one, do this. That's what she was doing. She was running the north for them and running the zoo by extension. So now, the Ohanezes should have even used our case. The Igbo marginalization is a big political question. The Igbo marginalization, the fact that no Igbo has produced presidency, was all that Ohaneze needed to get to be in power. Did they do that? They were pushing personal interests. And these people in the north have seen that these people are easily sold out. That's why we say they're treasures. What does it mean to be treasures? It's when there is likelihood of betrayal. Somebody that cannot be trusted. When you are unreliable. The North have even seen that Ohaneze is unreliable. The Ohaneze and the Igbo governors are unreliable. That is why they can.
Mazi, go ahead, please.
You said what?
Go ahead.
You see, they told Buhari told all of them, Amechi, go and buy form. You can be president. We can buy form. You can be president. Dave Umahi, you go buy for. All of them went to buy for presidency, whereas the North was planning among themselves, agree on who should go for them. The Yoruba were planning on who should go for them. All the Igbo political elites were working alone. You see the foolishness, you see their personal, their selfish and greed that has gotten them to where they are. That is why they were using IPOB to go and cut deals to negotiate with Abuja. They were looking for contract in Abuja instead of protecting the interests of the Igbos. Do you see why they lost the presidency? And they can never get close to that if they remain the way they are. Until they woke up and they threw away this their deceitful behavior. Their attitude, they're so inconsistent. They're fickle in their behavior. To be fickle means to be false. That's what we call cold treachery. These are the attitude of Ohaneze. They are traitor. That's their treacherousness and the unfaithfulness is what put them where they are today. That they have lost out in the political equation. Do you know, see now, nobody is talking about Igbo presidency again. But it was used to scam them. It was used to bring Hopo Zodema to kill the Igbos. Can you see now that Fulani can move all their waste to Igbo State? Nobody dare stores. The Igbo has lost voice. So who is leading the Igbos right now? Can a retired 419, a bloodsucker, can he lead a nation? Can he lead a group? You have Hopo Zodema as the chairman of the Igbo governors. Can you see that the Fulanis and the Britain has systematically destroyed that organization and the political institutions in Igbo land? Have you seen that? That is only IPOB that they fear. The only voice from the East right now is IPOB TOS. They've tried to. Why do you think they've come to infiltrate? The same way they infiltrated Ohaneze. If they are holding a meeting, Igbo governors are holding a meeting. One governor is recording it and sent to his Fulani master for political aggrandizement. Why do you think Wike is playing the way he's playing now? Why do you think they are doing all the dirty things they are doing? Selfish interest. Me and myself alone. That's been the game. Tinubu just made 7 appointments recently, 3 to Southwest, 3 to the North, 1 to Wike and Akpabio, their slaves. None for Igbo to the Igbo nation, none to the Southeast, none to the greatest, the most intelligent black race, none to the most enterprising race in the world, none to the roots of Nigeria, none to the reason why there's a Nigeria. The reason why Britain concocted Nigeria is because of the Igbos, to subdue the Igbos and steal our resources, not for us. We have lost in the political game on the zoo. That is why for Haneze, if there are still people there, we pray. If there are still people who can visit, who are men, who are true Igbo men, not only Fulani to remain there, this is time for them to arise and say, yes, we have no part again in the zoo. It's time to go home. That's what Haneze should come out now and demand for referendum, because we get nothing again. How can we be a conquered people in our own land? And you will accept that? Where is that thought? Who does that? So the relationship between us there's none right now. But we don't mind going back to the relationship if they are ready to act like elders. Long ago, they were complaining that we should stop insulting them. One of the meetings with them, one of the things they said is that people should stop calling them names. We should stop insulting them, they are elders. Or do they behave like elders? The answer is no. Who is speaking for them now? Did you see, Iwanya will try small. Nyamudu is one of the worst PGs I've ever had. So selfish and so self-centered. He was so afraid he was a Fulani slave, 100%. They will have meetings, he will go and leak it to them. He did nothing to gather his people together. He did nothing to protect the interests of the Igbos. How can Igbo man not be present by now? With P2B, why we even have the best candidates? That's even the most annoying thing. Of all they have on table, nobody. But that is by the way, because even if 1 million of OP cannot fix the zoo, because the zoo has been marked for destruction by Elohim. For, in the Bible, sorry, maybe in case you have forgotten, I am an ordained priest, in case you don't know. In the Bible, God told them, if you touch Jacob, he told the Jews, the Egyptians, allow my people go. If Israel is my first son, if you touch him, I will touch you, your own first son. And they did. They hardened their hearts. They touched the first son, and they began to touch their first son. So the Jews, they're waiting until Elohim will destroy, kill all their first sons. They don't know what they're playing with. They don't know what Mazi Nnamdi is made of. They have no idea whatsoever. They don't know. Look at how they're ridiculing themselves everywhere in the world. They go to their own court, their judges misbehave, they lose in their own court. One single man, Mazi Nnamdi, has defeated them front and back. They're scoring home goals every day. The zoo is hitting themselves every day. 3 judges have abandoned the case because there's nothing to judge. It will mess up their reputation. They go out, people will be laughing at the other judges. They can't stand to their mate anywhere in the world because of the idiocy of the executive manipulation and control and influence on the judiciary. They can't stand it. The woman rescued herself because that was the only option. Now they've used it. They want to jail her son and her husband if he doesn't jail up Mazi Nnamdi. And there's no reason to jail a man that was extraordinary renditions. You broke international treaty, African Charter, West Africa, all ECOWAS, all what have you, Kenya laws, Nigerian laws. You broke them to kidnap a man, and you want to jail him. Where is that done? Even in the animal republic, in the banana republic or the zoo, where do you want to stand? They've done everything, manipulate everything they can do, even within ourselves. Pursue lawyers that know their left and right. Bring those that are afraid of them, those that don't even know their left and right. And for you to know that the Elohim is behind the case. All the game they have played, all the lies, all the deceit, chase those so lawyers away. We don't want to see their face. Bring anybody who will free you. Those are the game they played on our Union and our legal, so-called legal team. All the nonsense game they have played so far, thinking that once you remove the lawyer that know their left and right, they will jail him. And now as Igbo governors, come and beg for amnesty for him. We'll give him condition for amnesty. You go home, not talk about Biafra again. All the games as well. One man, only do never studied law. I did, what do you call it, jurisprudence. I did philosophy of law. Those doesn't make me a lawyer. Only do not take any course on law. He goes to court. Only do defend himself, defend the lawyers. I don't know who hired those people.
Even the lawyers,
should give us back our money.
Even the lawyers, even Mazi Nnamdi lawyers are hiding behind him when he's speaking.
I'm saying he's the one not defending them. He goes to court and defend himself, defend the lawyers. Is that not mysterious? That is to tell you that Elohim has done in the case. They are so embarrassed and so ashamed. The lawyers came to see now, they refused to allow the lawyers to see him. One single man have defeated the federal government executive, defeat the judiciary. A while ago, National Assembly, 55 people signed for Nnamdi to be released. So what are they still waiting for? What else are they waiting for Nnamdi to be released? Did they not say that all the senators or whatever you call them, House members from both North and West have signed that they should release Nnamdi Kanu? So why can't they respect their house? So is Tinubu above the law? Who is Tinubu? Which law brought him into power? Is he above the law? Somebody is asking me, why has he not released that there's complacency on the Igbo governors? Good and fine. The Igbo governors agreed they're going to seek Tinubu. They haven't. Why haven't they gone? That's why I said the Igbo governors and the Ohanese, they are the same twins. They are identical twins. We don't even know who is who. They look so much. Back in the days when I was in Unilag, I used to have this friend. They were twins. They look so much alike. I don't know how to distinguish between each other. Every time I see one, I'll be scared. I'll ask her, are you so? She will smile. Say, no, it's my sister. That is how Igbo governors are with Ohanese. We don't know who is who. They look alike, no difference. If you are not close, if you are not within them, you won't know the difference. So why hasn't the governors now? Who are you expected to go and beg Tinubu? The ones working for Tinubu. You don't know that Opus Odema is APC, Fulani, jihadist agenda. That's what it's there for. What are you expecting him to do? To beg for them to be released? The one that have been killing, using IPOB, fighting IPOB to kill all the Igbo youths. You want to turn Igbo, Islamalize Imo State. You want to pack all the waste, all the economic waste, all the societal waste in the north. You want to bring them to him and Bamboo. That's why I'm angry with the so-called Igbo governors and the so-called Ohanese. There's nobody speaking for Indi again except IPOB. Why would they want to introduce Uruga through backdoor? What they want to do in a human banner is starting the Uruga project in Igbo land, and it will be resisted. Hello, Nigeria, hear it loud and clear that no Janja way they will stay in a human banner. You see that you are constructing anything you put there, you know what you know what I'm bargaining for. because it will not be allowed. It will be resisted with everything. No change and wait. With all the land in the north, what has Tinubu done in Imo State that you want to come and put all your society, all the terrorists there? You want to impose Islam on us through back door? Are you insane? Are you guys come out?
No, Mazi, I think that it's all political game that Hope Uzodinma is playing. We all know his background. That
it will not happen.
He started as a fraudster, and these are part of the, these are part of the when you say Yahoo format. What he's trying to do, because all of them want to be Nigerian president, they're all seeking for that position. So when you see them,
they will never get
playing,
they don't have sense. They don't even the way to get. If they have sense, the sure way to get the presidency is ask for the vision. They don't have sense. Ask for referendum. They will pacify you, and the only way to pacify you is give you presidency. But they don't reason. Their brains are not connected. The dots are not connecting with the way they think and act. The only sure way for them to get president, even the OP is a very big fool. He would have come publicly and support Kanu and ask for referendum. They will call him. They can't call you under this arrangement. They don't have sense. That's the only way they can get. We're not even interested in the presidency. They don't know Mazina because they're not interested in politics. There are dirty games going on now to tell him join politics. Foolish people. Who will join politics? Are you guys insane? Who? Mazina can join which politics? Are you drunk? So all their games. And my question is, what has Tinubu done in Igbo land? Buhari was in power for how many years? What project did he do in Imo State? They are developing the north and the west. They have done nothing in our space. They want to dump their terror. It's the terrorists they are bringing to him and Bano, not any IDP anything. It is the Ruka that our people have resisted in all fronts that they want to use backdoor to bring to him and Bano. And him and Bano community, you guys should wake up for. They are bringing terrorists.
No, but Mazi, it's not a problem for just a him and Bano people. This is an Igbo issue that should be done in a more larger. The issue has to be dealt
dead on arrival. It will not fly. It's dead on arrival. They don't have sense. They should think their drug has expired.
So don't think I don't know if Mwada have any question to ask. Mwada, are you there?
Yeah. If I may ask before bringing up my other questions, from what Mazi JCI is saying, Mazi, do you think there's any way for IPOB and Ohaneze Ndigbo to forge a common front? Is it possible, despite Ohaneze Ndigbo having failed in all the meetings that they have had with IPOB?
I think he has answered that question in the past. He has commented on that, but he can still lay more emphasis if he.
Yes, Mazi Ikem, let me just give another simple answer. Yes, it's possible. How is it possible? They will start by unprescribing IPOB publicly. And they have to change their leadership. They have to now. There's the office of the PG is vacant, and they zoned into River State. They have to elect a new leader who has the interest of the Igbos and Igbo freedom. Anybody that is not interested in Biafra shouldn't lead Ohaneze. They want to get to be counterproductive. Anybody that must lead Ohaneze must be somebody who understands the suffering, the politics of the game and the British agenda for the Igbos, and know that those are marked for extermination. The agenda of the British is to humiliate the Igbos. That is what Tinubu did, Buhari did all he did. Brought Asari Dokubo, carry our own brother to come and kill our people. That's why Samanepa is growing fat. You see, his chest has broadened. If you see all the pictures he takes recently now, he has made more money. He has wider chest now. He looks fresh and healthy. Good luck. Kudos to him and those who are controlling him. That's why they brought all of them to kill. The agenda is to waste. There are so many benefits in Igbo land, few dead bodies. Has government, where's the white paper? Have they investigated the ones that Oti found in North Panther? Nobody is talking about them. Because that is official agenda of the British. Who was giving arms to the NSAS to kill in the south? Is it not British government? NSAS is still in Anambra as I speak now. That takes me to the Igbo suffering, the global suffering of the Igbos. Is it true that the Igbos are suffering globally? The answer is yes. Locally, the Igbos are persecuted. What is persecution? The Igbos are suffering in their home fronts. The Igbos are suffering everywhere, economically. We are frustrated on all sides. If, as I speak now, all this year about killings of Nigerians abroad, it's Igbos that are killing. Go and investigate, go and find out. I've done a little research. I've discovered that in the last 2 decades of persecutions, killings of Nigerians abroad, 87% are Igbos and the Igodo people. These are Biafrans. You go to Italy, here they've killed an Igbo, they've killed a Nigerian. If it's not Igbo, it's Benin, it's Igodo, or it's from our coastal brothers. Go to India, they kill Igbos. Anyhow, I had a friend who was a tailor in India. He was doing well. One time he told me, Pastor, I need to come back. So what's the problem? He said they go from house to house, arrest Nigerians for no reason, jail them or kill them. He said the killing is too much. The hatred is too hot. And he came back. Why? Each leaders of Nigeria go abroad. Anywhere they know you have large Igbos concentrated, they will tell them Nigeria is good, send them home. We already did it in South Africa. After that, the Igbophobia fuel became hotter. They are burning Igbos in broad daylight in South Africa now. Yeah, they kill Nigerians there, go and check it. 10 people have died, 9 are Igbos. Why? There is no Hausa man in South Africa. It's only Igbos and a handful of Yorubas. I've gone around to many places. All the places I've seen Igbo people killed, they are Igbos. In India, in China, in Liberia, recently in Cote d'Ivoire, the Ministry of Tinubu of demolishing Igbo property, they took it to Cote d'Ivoire. As I speak now, Cote d'Ivoire government, who is a stooge to the West, went to a place where had large number of Igbos and pulled down their properties. Our people are there now suffering. Everywhere we go, we are hated. Why are we hated? Has somebody ever asked why is it that Igbos are hated up to the extent that Igbo people are denying their identity? Why will an Nigerian man say he's not Igbo? Have you asked that question? Why a normal man that is not well informed wake up and say, I'm Delta Igbo, I'm not Igbo, like people like Sunday listen? Why? Why are they denying their Igbo identity? Because we lost a war. The ugly pictures are painted about us all around the world. We are not criminal. We are the most hard-working set of people, blessed by Elohim. Everything we lay our hand prospers. Are you aware that some of the top 10 most relevant and important women in the world, 2 of them as I speak are Igbo women? As I speak, the most intelligent woman on the surface of the earth is Chimamanda Adichie, an Igbo woman. Economically relevant woman in the whole surface of the world is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, an Igbo woman. And so the same thing goes to our male folk. Everywhere we are the best. But why are we hated in all fronts? Because Britain hates us. Why? What is the root? What is the genesis of Igbo hatred, Igbo persecution globally? It was engineered by British, but many of you don't know because you don't read history. You're looking at the tail end. In ontology and in phenomenology, we go to the basic cause, the root cause of a problem. So if you come to me and tell me your landlord slapped you, I won't be looking at landlord slapping you. I'll be thinking, what must have led that? Why did the landlord slap you? Do you have issues with the landlord? You now begin to tell me your daughter insulted the landlord. I'm not serious on landlord's wife. I see where it's coming from. So I'm not going to judge the matter by what had just happened. I go to the root, to the basics. Why does the British hate the Igbos? You will ask. Who are the Igbos? Why are they hated? I'll take our story. Listen, whether you like it or not, whether the Bible story is correct or not, sometimes we borrow from it. Jacob was hated. Anybody that is prosperous should be hated. Mark my words. If you are excelling in your field of endeavor, expect more enemies. Nnamdi Kanu is hated because of his prayer. They wanted to do to him what they did to Mandela. Many of you don't know that Mandela was killed in jail. They brought a double, that they handed over power to political power and they retained economic power. Britain is planning for Biafra. They know that Biafra must come. They're looking for who they will hand over to. Nnamdi Kanu is too intelligent. Nnamdi Kanu and his DOS are too selfless. Britain likes selfish people. Everywhere in the world, Britain hates anybody that loves their people. Mark my words, go and check, read through history. Anybody that begin to fight for his people, Britain will exile you or kill you. Even persecution didn't start today. Now, I'll take you down history lane. I will tell you, point to you things you don't even think, you have never thought of. Things you have not bothered about. I will tell you where. When you talk about Igbo persecution, it didn't start today. They've hated us from beginning, from the word go. Britain has hated us because we killed them. Nobody has resisted the British as much as we did. Even in faraway countries, we resisted. All the Igbos that occupied the Caribbean, in Barbados, in Haiti, in Jamaica, in all these places, what happened? They resisted their slave masters. They killed the slave masters. They ran away from the slave masters. That's the attitude of Igbo now. I was reading yesterday about the story of a particular pregnant woman, an Igbo pregnant woman that was on a ship going to Jamaica. She committed suicide with the belief, because we believe in recognition. She believed she dies, her spirit will go back to Igbo land. And what happened to her? She was raped by the white people in the ship. On her way to the strange land, they raped her. She became pregnant. The thought of giving birth to the bastard, to an idiot, a white blue-eyed thief that raped her, that had no regret for her. When she remembers her husband to be at home who loved her, she could not take the pain. She killed herself. So the genesis of Igbo hate starts from the hatred the British have for the Igbos because we refuse to give in. We never made good slaves. Go and check history. The same way the British could not make good slaves. British didn't make good slaves. When they were slaves to the Romans complained that they are not good slaves. That's what they found in us. They saw that we're not good slaves. We don't like to be slaves. And the war.
Mazi, are you now telling us, Mazi JCI?
Yes.
Are you now telling us that this is the roots of Igbo persecution?
Yes.
That's the root.
Can I explain it further? That is the root. The root is the hatred the British has for us. So all the media in the world are always anti-Igbo. Anything Igbo is a no-go area. If you want to find out, do a post now, add Biafra to it. Facebook will pull it down. Why do you think Mazi Ikem will do a post? In less than 24 hours, they'll pull it down. Why do you think HOD will do a post, it will go down? Why do you think anything that has to do? Nnamdi Kanu, what is his followership? Have Twitter verified it? The answer is no. They verify you if they see that tomorrow you can turn against the leadership. They will make you friends if they see you are tilting towards them. If you are against the West, if you hate the West the way I do, they can't promote you. They can't project you. Why do you think they're projecting EPA? Now, let me tell you the story of EPA, because many of you don't know. A lot of innocent people are following EPA. They don't know what EPA represents. EPA is a good idea for the West. What happened to Patrick Lumumba? He was killed, and Seseko was brought in. The West always bring their substitute, bring their puppet every time to replace those that have plans for the people. If you're intelligent, you love your people, you have something to offer your people, the West will hate you. And they'll look for how to they'll bring you down and all front. If you and expect more of EPA will emerge. Just you can even be shocked to even see more of EPA coming from within. Going forward, expect that.
I think that was also what played during the Civil War, where they refused to also support Ojukwu because they understood his love for his people. Because if he had shown the Western world, Britain and America, that Biafra living Nigeria would still be a slave to the West, I think they would have also granted.
They would have allowed it to stand. Yes, you're correct. Mazi, you're absolutely right. Because they saw the Ojukwu, somebody they told, you will give us oil, we'll fight for you. He said, no. Why would I give you oil? You have money to fight. So they saw the Ojukwu was sold out to his people. He loved his people. They said, no, that state will not allow to be. This guy will not allow us to steal. That is why Biafra has been delayed. Now, what Zik represented is what P2B represents now. Self-interest. Anybody that knows P2B should go and warn that idiot to stay away from Zoo politics because he can never be Zoo president. They will never allow him. No matter his level of treachery, no matter his level of hypocrisy, betrayal of his people, they will never allow him. Never. They will never allow him. Our leader has said it. I'm not speaking on my own. Pretty much of things I say are anchored on what our leader has said. I believe so much in him. I've said it in the past, even before now. I don't believe in a Biafra without Nnamdi Kanu. I said it will be detestable. It will be unfashionable. It's not because we can't exist without it. We can. We've been away for 3 years. DOS have done pretty well. Because if the DOS don't know what they're doing, the whole family would have succeeded. They didn't succeed. So Mazi Ikem deserve campaign. They deserve one. They deserve a part in the back. You can say he's not talking. It's not only talking that does the work. It's action, strategy. The people in DOS are strategic people that know their left and right. Quote me, I can say it anywhere, any day. They're not mere men. If they're selfish men, if there are people who are looking for their pocket, would have long been gone. The way Ohanese and Igbo governors have sold the Igbo nation in the zoo is the way they would have sold us internationally. Do you know now, locally, there's nothing called Igbo because nobody recognizes you. They will share political cake, they give you nothing. Imagine the president makes 7 appointments, no single Igbo there. The largest ethnic group in Africa, the largest black ethnicity in the world is the Igbo. And the Tinubu gave him nothing.
And Mazi, it's not all just because when you talk about the largest, you talk about the quantity. Not just the quantity, but also the content of the Igbos, the quality of the Igbos. And that is the reason.
The most intelligent race.
It's very, very important that we buttress that.
So now, what is the game? Let me bring you to the political aspect of what is going on. Now, why the political game, the political turmoil has shifted from Imo State. Do you know why? The reason why Imo State is no more the state, the next stage of battle is Rivers. Why is Rivers the state? You know, many people make noise about politics. They are politicians. They know nothing about politics. They lack political, critical, analytic mind. They don't know how to analyze the political situations. Let me tell you why Imo State was the hit. The turmoil was in Imo. All the arsenal of the zoo was moved to Imo was because Imo was to produce the PG of Ohanese. Now, in case you don't know, George Dobiozo was chosen by the Fulanese to head Ohanese. And why? So now, we now talk about what is the relationship between Ohanese and Biafra freedom. I've told you about the global Igbo persecution. It was engineered by the British by writing wrong thing. The same way they lied that 1966 coup that had more Yoruba officers was an Igbo coup. They triggered a program and over 7 million Igbos were killed. Many of you don't know history. You come to write 3 million. They can't be 3 million. You can't tell about the war better than Ojukwu. Ojukwu was a master degree holder from Oxford, from one of the best British universities. He read history. You can't know how many people that died in the war more than Ojukwu. Ojukwu said 7 million. Why are you people getting your 3 million from? You are writing the one British wrote. So our people need to change, recalibrate the way they reason. Why British BBC triggered that? They created more BBC this, BBC that, to attack Biafra agitation, and they all failed. In all front, IPOB defeated them. They can't understand the monsters that run IPOB, how they are, the brains, the intelligence. How they do it, they don't know. Nobody pay us. And we're not interested, we don't need pay. Till death, we don't need pay. We're not here for money. All we want is freedom for our next generation. Freedom for our people. Now, let me tell you it again. When they were in Imo State, because of the PG office, they made the place unbearable, kill all the youth, lay all their pipeline across the Sahel, Shell, Chevron, to sell gas and they blow the Nord Stream pipe from Russia. So Imo State was hit. They needed a stooge. They needed a coward. They needed a selfish person that all is interested in to steal money, not development. That's why they brought Opus Odema. Ihedioha was thrown out. Why? IPOB did a rally in Imo. He didn't talk. That was why they removed him. They went to the court and removed a legally voted governor, block number 4. that could not win, somebody that cannot win a local government ward election. They made him governor and they brought all the arsenal they were killing. They killed, and they brought Obiozo to be Igbo PG, Ohanese. When I talk about the complacency of Ohanese, their treasures are, let me tell you for free, if you're an Igbo man anywhere in the world, the reason why you're still suffering today is because of Hope Uzodimma and George Obiozo. Their evil agreement, their evil synergy. For those of you who don't know, the heat got so hard on the zoo that their masters told them, allow these people to go before war breaks out. That's when you see Tinubu, when Buhari was calling for 5 Igbo states. Many of you don't know what happened there. They went to, what's the name of that place in Imo State, where they brought us a war. They fought on ground, IPB defeated. They now start bombing the whole village. They brought war to Imo State. They did that for purpose, so that they can use Ohanese to subjugate, to keep us, to perpetuate us in bondage. The heat was so hard that they agreed to let us go. Some of you don't know, I'm telling you this now, so that you know. The leadership has said it in one way or the other. Then let me bring it out in another way. Some important people were invited to come and sign, to hold the meeting so that they will fix it. They want to tell Kanu, okay, this is what is on ground, they say good and fine. Some Igbo politicians, I don't want to mention names, you will know them. They went and see Kanu. I said, look at what is on ground. Malami, you know when those impostors they were using to Buhari name to run the country were in power. So they told them, let these people go. They agreed to hold a meeting, stakeholders meeting, where it would agree so that he would not go back and release the executive law to the National Assembly and date to be fixed for referendum, and Mazi will be released. In this meeting, Mbadinuju Amechi, of blessed memory, suffered and suffered to see this thing come to pass. You know what happened? His Fulani masters told him to tell Judge Obiozo not to come for the meeting. The meeting was convened in Abuja. Mbadinuju came on wheelchair. Former Anambra State Governor was there. All these important people who know what they're doing, they were there. They came for that meeting. On the day of the meeting, they were supposed to have with federal government. Obiozo refused to come out of his hotel. He switched off his phone when it was time for the meeting. And he was the PG of Ohanese there. So he was expected to consent to sign. So peoples are suffering around the world because Ohanese, their treacherous behavior. Ohanese has refused to allow you to be free. If they kill any Igbo man anywhere, know that you are dying because of Ohanese and the Igbo governors. Their greed, their quest for self-aggrandizement is what is killing us all over the world. The Igbo persecution is fueled the more now because Igbo governors and Ohanese are only interested in political office, amassing wealth, stealing money, not in development. So Judge Obiozo refused to attend the meeting, and the meeting was cancelled. That is why we're still in bondage. Biafra would have long been gone. If you ask me why Biafra hasn't come, I'll tell you that Igbo governors and Ohanese are sitting on Biafra. Anybody that knows Tinubu that like him should tell him that October 1st release Mazi Ikem. We have waited enough. Go and tell Tinubu to release Mazi Ikem. If anybody anywhere by any calculation or any estimation tells you that the Igbo people are toothless bulldog, they're telling you the greatest lie of the century. Anybody that tells you that they will do nothing, they only bark, they only make noise, tell them that we have gone beyond that. If anybody is telling you that the Igbos are waiting for one country to equip them before we will react, respond, they are lying to you. We are not talking again. We have been preparing. And the cloud is gathering. Let Kanu go now because he has committed no sin. You are waiting for people to come and beg you. We will not beg you because our leader has committed no crime. Igbo governors' complacency it throws me mad. Do you know that all the correctional centers in the zoo are filled with Igbos? Go to Wawa Barracks in Niger State. The terrorists are killing people everywhere are not in any prison in the north. But Igbos fill all the prisons in the north and all the prisons in the south and all the prisons in the west. I sent someone to go and see our principal officer was picked up on the bus stop. On the bus stop, he went to read newspaper and he commented against government. Somebody with
Mazi,
two
Mazi,
years.
can I come in? Mazi,
Now,
can I come in?
yes.
So, Wada, go ahead if you have questions.
Yeah. You talked about the main terrorists not being in prison. Why IPOB and even non-IPOB members, but
Not just
just
IPOB,
being an
innocent
Igbo
people.
man.
Wanda, listen, Wanda. I have personal contact with these people. People don't know how I operate. I do visit these people one on one. What will shock you is that the majority of the people incarcerated don't even know what is IPOB, what it stands for. They've not seen an IPOB member before. They'll see me, they don't know who I am. Because I come there as a lawyer. They don't know what I represent. These people don't even know what is called IPOB. Innocent people. A man was going to market, he was picked up in Onisha. A man going to market, they pick him up, collect all the money with him. Next thing, they transferred him to the north. He's been incarcerated. All the people that Wike killed, people. All the people who disappeared. Some are still in Wawa barracks up to now. You know of the lawyer that came from Ebonyi that was intercepted in Kogi that was released recently. Some have died. Why they didn't kill him is because NBA, Nigerian Bar Association, have been giving them small hits in the background secretly. Some members and this inter-societal group, what is it called? I've been writing. Somebody know about the case. That is why he came out alive. Many have died. Many have been amputated for no crime committed. It is a crime to be Igbo. Once you are Igbo, you are to be killed or eliminated. Why do you think Tinubu put down your buildings in Lagos with impunity? You are hated everywhere. You are not wanted. So on what basis will Ohaneze be sleeping and be hoping that Nigeria will get better? Get better
Mazi,
how?
do you know the elders in the north? They speak for these terrorists. These terrorists, we see them on TikTok sharing money, doing giveaway. There is this
Who
viral video
transfers?
that Mazi, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. I want us to be yeah, this is interaction, please. This is interaction. Yes, we have to make it interaction so that when you are going too far from the questions that we're supposed to ask, we're supposed to bring you back, please. Um, there is this video of one teacher that was abducted in the north by Boko Haram to be a teacher in Sambiza Forest. If you have listened or if you have watched that video, the man was saying that when he was abducted, he was taken to Sambiza Forest and he was kept for 3 weeks without food. And after which they took him to Yakao. That was where Shakao. That was when he was still alive, because according to Nigerian army, they've killed him. We don't know the truth. But the shocking story there is that the man was saying that in that place that the Red Cross used to visit them there to bring them food and money. But these are the people that you remember why Issa Pantami initiated NIN is because they say they want to track terrorists. And we remember that USA,
Only use
US government supplied the fighter jet to Nigerian government to fight terrorists. And these people are there. Red Cross is visiting them. Nigerian army is still looking for the terrorists. Why they go about in the southeast, picking our people randomly, persecuting our people, blocking all our roads? Mazi, can you talk about all the roadblocks that is in the southeast? Why the north, where there is insurgency, is free?
yes,
Can you
Wanda.
talk about that, please?
This is one of the reasons why I'm angry with your so-called Ohanese and Igbo governors. So somebody should help me coin another crony for the Ohanese and Igbo governors. Just form something you can refer to them with one word. They're one. They're so I don't use bad words. I didn't come here to insult today. I came to educate and to advise our people and to tell everybody to get ready to go home. Onyendu is coming out. They don't release Onyendu how soon will activate any other option possible. It must come out, and Biafra must come. The Fulanis have done all they can to let us know that they are our enemies, perpetual enemies. Buhari killed Igbos with, oh my God, we can't count how many Buhari, Hope Uzodinma, and Wike has killed. That is that. We know them. Yoruba have started their own. And what pains me most is that greater percentage of my friends are Yorubas. Nice people are from there. Why Yoruba elders fool around and allow Tinubu to keep spoiling their name and spoil their relationship with us in their prerogative? Everywhere in the whole Southeast, the impunity is absurd. Do you know that in the East, you'll be walking, police will stop you, search your phone, seize money, tell you how much to transfer? Whether the money belongs to you or not, you don't transfer, they will kill you, they dismember you, or they throw you into one jail. That's what happens in the East. Our own idiots who are in their military are in Sambisa forest, no food, suffering. They set them up every day with terrorists, killing them one by one. Because any idiot, any fool that said you are Igbo, you are Ijo, you are Ishekiri, you are Igodomigodo, you join Zoo military, your level of idiocy is unquantifiable. Your idiocy is to the highest proportion. Because they don't post you where you get anything good, only post you where they will use you to kill people. Imagine the guy in Aba, they told to go and burn every house. He refused. If I had been of like Hope Uzodinma, do you know how many houses that would have been burnt in Aba for no crime committed? They are put them in the northwest where they're killing them every day. Their own are in our own side. They're stopping money, searching for text message, looking for Yahoo, looking for money to collect. They're stopping. They collect money every day. I traveled from Abuja to Niger border by road last December. Police did not collect, nobody gave police 1 naira. Driver didn't give police 1 naira on that long journey. Till we get to the border. It was when we get to the border, certain exchange took place before driver gave money. Because they saw something in the van, in the bus. Nobody pays 1 naira. That's where they put our own people. They don't collect money. All their terrorists that have been rebranded, giving uniform with all their beer, are looking fat. They obey. They're in the south, shooting and killing our people, manning our people, organ harvesting, disappearing innocent people, extorting money, and Ohaneze says nothing. And one fool called a governor is backing them, supporting them, praising them for killing his people, making the land hostile. We have no place is as peaceful as the East until the government brought all their machineries, brought the Gamalepas of this world, killers of their people. Now that is, by the way, where is it from? They like to use my boy. Where in Eboe? Is it an Igbo man? He's not an Igbo man. Let us tell us where he come from. They say he's Akwa Ibom. Where in Akwa Ibom? Want to know where he come from? He's in our place killing our people. Asani Dubu brought his boys, killing our youth. When they are killing the youth in Imo State, how will commerce and trade grow? How will business, artisanship, how will it grow? How will it work? How will the economy grow? In the whole Southeast, every Monday, no child goes to school. And these fools call governors as comfortable. For how many years now? The children have adjusted their way of life. Monday is the first day everybody goes out to hustle for the week. You sit at home. And you are not bothered. Why? They called civil disobedience. The enemy hijacked that people said, no, stop. I said, no, must continue. If you don't sit at home on Monday, we'll kill you. Because that's what the zoo asked him to do. Have you seen the zoo come after him? The answer is no. Because they know who is working for. But all that will soon be over. All that's over already. Because Biafra will come now. They like it or not.
Thank you very much, Mazi. We really appreciate that analysis. We spent over an hour, 48 minutes, and it's a live program, and the time is 3:18 p.m. here in Veneto, Italy, and is 2:18 p.m. in Biafra land. With me is Nwada Jovista, and our guest is Mazi Ayoyuku, IPOB, Deputy West African Representative, and also the Nigerian National Coordinator. This is Biafra Television. We are live on all platforms: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and we're also on our satellite. But you need to download the app to be able to have access to that satellite. So you can actually go to um, Apple, you can go to Play Store to download the Biafran Television app to be able to have access to our channel on channel 1 BTV app. You go to channel 1 to be able to watch this program. Wanda will be rounding up this program in the shortest possible time because we really crossed uh, the line. Obviously, we spent over an hour, 50 minutes, going to 2 hours. And we know that when the program is too long, our people in Biafra land might not have enough data to follow up and watch this program. 2 hours program is already quite long for some of our people. But I believe that after the program, we'll be able to cut them in clips and share them on all social media platforms. Mazi JCI, the analysis today is Igbo's Day celebration, but there is nothing to celebrate because the Igbo land and the Igbos are mourning and Igbo land is bleeding. As long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in detention, the Igbos will continue to fight and will have no reason to celebrate until he's released. We won't have reason to drink or wine, but we'll just continue to push for his unconditional release. Mazi will be rounding all this program, like I said, and we'll be taking the last questions. And I would like to ask you, we saw what happened in court as regards to the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we have also seen the effect of that court case as a result of Mazi Binta. I said Mazi Binta. I said justice. I continue to Mazi have become too
You and
familiar
the
with.
Mazi.
Justice Binta Nyako are being disgraced. And recently, just yesterday, I was reading that, Mazi, please, can you please hold on because there is a lot of noise coming from your background. Maybe it's from your Bluetooth gadget. Can you please just stay calm? We'll be rounding up very soon. There is a lot of noise there. I want to put a question across to you. And I saw a publication of the possibility of the new justice, because a new justice have been sworn in, Kekere or something like that. Justice Kekere have been sworn into as the new justice of the Federal Republic of the Zoo called Nigeria. From what I heard in this article, that the file of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been sent across to her for a new judge to be appointed to take over the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As it stands today, do you see any judge taking up the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in your own view?
Yes. The Yoruba judge will. And the zoo is not a normal country. Most people in the zoo don't have conscience. So there are a lot of people there who have no integrity. They all soil their hand with bribery and corruption. So they'll be forced to. Somebody will take up the case. And don't be surprised they can give it to somebody from the south even. But it's a dirty case for anybody to take to mess up your reputation. What is playing out is good and fine. Mazi might have intimidated Binta Nyako. What happened was that Binta Nyako used the opportunity of Mazi doggedness to opt out. She has been harassed in all fronts. She has been threatened severally. Binta Nyako knows there's no case to jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She knows there's no case. She's been there. She has judged this matter over and over again. She has graciously, stylishly pushed the case away before appeal court. They return it back to her. Why did they return it back to her? Because they want to use it to negotiate, to free her son and her husband She should jail Kanu for her son and her husband to be freed. And she cannot jail Kanu. There's no basis, no grant to jail the Kanu. So what she did, she just used wisdom. It be like picking away, cry the hungry. You do and you start crying. That's just what happened. So it's a waste of time. Nothing will come out of it. What they're doing is they're buying time. I pity for them because their things won't anything can happen any moment. The more wisest thing to do for them, they want us to part in peace. Free can now, fix that for referendum.
So what?
No other way out.
See what? So what do you have to? Do you have a contribution to make, or you have a final thought, or you have a question? Your last question.
I used to have loaded of questions, and that is why um, it is good to direct or guide our guests, because when you allow him to talk for so long, other questions you have may have to be there as a result of spending excess time in the studio. Um, do you want me to still ask a question or just make my
Yeah,
final
definitely. You
contribution?
can ask your last question, obviously, before we round up. But we just have about 5 minutes to go.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Mazi, do you think that there is still anything that Ohaneze Ndị Igbo could do aside what IPOB is doing to help to the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Do you think they still have to do more?
They have all it takes to free him. To start with, they prescribed IPOB. They gave the zoo the legal ground to do what they're doing. Pretty much of evidences or issues held against our leader is predicated on that prescription and the terrorism tag. It came from Ohaneze. Ohaneze started with their so-called Igbo governors, the collaboration in crime, partners in crime. So first thing they can do is to go and prescribe themselves. They should go and renounce that prescription. They should do that because IPOB is not terrorists. Everybody knows. So they should come out publicly and renounce and apologize. They need to apologize to Igbo youth for us to accept them. Apologize for their complacency. They should apologize for not doing what they should do. Demilitarization. The Ohanese should come out publicly and demand for referendum. Because we get nothing in Nigeria. We don't belong here. They should come and demand for referendum publicly. Ask for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Once they do this, they will scatter, the roof will scatter. They will start looking for how to beg them, and they will sit, will put their leg on the ground. Ohanese should come. One thing they will do now for us to Kanu to be freed and things to get better, they should insist on Igbo unity. Bring everybody across the board together. They should play the role of the father. They are not playing the role of the father. They are not. They should play the role of the father to bring everybody together. Bring everybody. Now they've zoned the PG to Ikwere, to River State. They should insist. Let Rivers produce the next PG, but let it be somebody who has Igbo interest. Like I told you before, the reason for the battle, Wike and Tinubu join hands to discourage Ikwere stock, to claim they are not Igbo. It's just a stupid way, foolish thing. You're speaking Igbo, say you're not Igbo. I'm not interested. Who is not against you? There's nothing in Ikwere. We're not doing comparison. They can't be compared to anywhere else of the Igbos, but that's not where we're going. What I'm saying is this: Onya Joanna Joanna. If your son come and say, I renounce you as father, will you still, when you count your children, who count that child? You count the child. One day you wake up for foolishness. And Wike said he's not evil. When he wanted to campaign, he said he's evil. There is more evil than even in Barry. Those statements are in the public media. Now he's going at the back of sponsor people to say you're not evil. They're not evil. Don't accept Ohanese leadership. That's exactly what Wike is doing with Tinubu now. Their game plan is, we're going to allow 5 Igbo states to go. That's the agenda Britain has with the zoo. But they're jokers. They will say that they don't understand. That things will say it. When the time comes, they will understand we're smarter and more intelligent than them. 5 Igbo states are not the Igbos. They have been cutting us into shreds. Every form of constitutional development in the zoo is meant to reduce Igbo size. As 1960, all the way to Gongola, Taraba, Benue, Edo State were southeast. They start reducing it. Turn us the dot in what they say, in a dot in a what, whatever they call it, just nation. Now they want to cut us off from the high sea. The whole agenda is to get, why they are bribing Wike? They took 23 oil wells from Imo State and give it to River State to Wike. Go and persuade Ohaji people to say they are not Igbo. Why? Let the Igbo go. If people are not Igbo, stay. And they don't know they will consume them. Who is begging you? The Igbo man does not need oil to survive. We don't. Igbo, these people don't live. And let me tell you, please, permit me to say this, that real good people from Ikwere store have not denied their Igbo identity right from the origin. We have Chief Emmanuel Uriji. We have Chief Isaac Wonu. There was one Okobule Wonudi who was in Ohanese. There was one Obiwale, the famous Dr. Obiwale, former governor, the first Ikwere PhD holder, that was a senator and all that. It was there to people to Ohanese until he till death. Sir Jackson, there is no Ikwere man that can match his sibling from Isiokpo. He identified with Ohanese all his life. Who is Wike? What has Wike done? Wike was your antecedent. If not for rigging election, will you come close to government house? Can you mention weekend where you place the name of Dr. Biwale? Can you mention weekend where you mention the name of Chief Sir Jackson or Kobulu? These are people that identify with Ohanese. One of them was the deputy secretary general of Ohanese. So these people, all these great Ikwere people, have never denied their Igbo heritage. So this Ikwere people should deny Wike with this rubbish is doing. Ohanese, go ahead and get your PG from River State. River State is Igbo land. There are Igbos there. We're not denying it. Even our Ijo brothers, everybody looking to have to synergize, have to form alliance. If we can confuse you when you deny your heritage, God forbid. If war breaks out tomorrow, where will the wicked people run to? When I know they lane, so you are telling me you don't know what happened to Kenstar people. Do you want the next Igbo leader tomorrow to tell you good morning by 3 p.m.? Saruwiwa denied Igbo, fought on the side of the zoo, and the zoo came to kill him. He sent for Ojukwu. Ojukwu told him good morning by 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and Ojukwu did nothing to help him. Why? He denied him. He denied his Igbo heritage. There's a village called Wonu, Bia in their place. The first village you get to, if you're going to Goni, it's called Bianu. It has an Igbo name. And they're telling you are not Igbo. So when will the Ikwere people learn? Tinubu want to deceive you. Why would you even align hand with your enemy? See, Yoruba, your friend. What has Yoruba done for you? Since Tinubu the power, now what has it done for River State or Ikwere people? Because they allow Wike to steal some chains and make some coins. And the Wike want to deceive a whole nation, a whole Ikwere, a great clown. You allow Wike to deceive you. You people must not allow that. I don't have issues with Ikwere people. I have a lot of concessions. Anyway, so don't bother us about who you are. We're just Ikwere. You're not just Ikwere. You're not. You have somewhere to identify with your originality. Stop playing political correctness because tomorrow it will look you. Look at the Nyoma people. They are canvassing to be added back to their old southeast. They are canvassing to identify with the family. Why? I told you why the hatred of the Igbos. We killed 5,000 British. No media has printed it. Britain cannot stand the shame. You are asking the genesis, the root cause of Igbo hate, the root cause of Igbo suffering, persecution everywhere is because Britain has printed us flag for killing them. Britain never lost that number of soldiers anywhere in the world except in Igbo land, in the Anglo-Aro War and the Kumeko battles. If you don't know in your mind, because you don't know history, you killed the British. That's why they hate you. They always put you where you be subjugated, where you be controlled, dominated. All your life, that's what they want to do to us. That's why they put us in the zoo. They put us in the zoo to punish us for killing them. That was the reason for the amalgamation. Because many of you don't know. The only basis for the amalgamation is to punish the Igbos, to bring strangers to rule them and to steal their control their resources. That's what they have done for how many years? And it's over. Because we have known what has happened, and that nonsense has expired. Quote me, not just quote me, quote IPOB, quote the next generation of Igbo youth. That nonsense is over. It's not about me. I'm not important. What I'm telling you now is something we have discussed somewhere. It's something that in the mind of every average Igbo man, what we want is freedom. See, for Hannes, they want to become relevant again. Or Hannes, if you want to flow with the youth, go and demand for Biafra referendum. That's the only way forward. It's not about game. In Biafra, we're not interested in a position. We're not interested in who leads. Anybody can lead Biafra. In Biafra, we're going to have different nations, in case you don't know. Isoko, Urubo, Ishekiri, Ejo, Ibibio, Amak will run their own nation. Everybody will be on their own and develop like Switzerland. That's what we're going to have. And that's what Ojuku proposed in Aburi. That's the restructuring they were proposing yesterday. What Ojuku had proposed over 60 years ago, they said, no, they killed us for. It's what they want to turn back to. We don't want again. Everybody go your way. There will.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Thanks for that analysis. And that brings us to the end of the program. Until we meet again, Wada, it's my pleasure to have you on this wonderful episode, Mazi JCIOUku. We appreciate your coming, and I hope that we will be able to converge again next year, this time, 2025. And we believe by then things must have improved for our people. And I believe also that the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innegotiable. It's not negotiable. The Nigerian government have been able to prove that they cannot prove their case. They have no case against him. And he also said that in court that they have nothing against him. They've been trying to see if they could build some alibi by using infiltrators to create insecurity, kill people, kidnap people. But he has continued, and IPOB have also continued, to push back by protecting the name of IPOB from these infiltrators who are using the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to commit different kind of criminality in Biafra land. For the fact that Nigeria could not get any hold on anything to convict him. The contract was given to individuals to be able to see if they can pull up some crimes that will be used as evidence against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in court. But we've been able to prove that IPOB is not a violent organization. And there is also something that a point I would like to raise here. We have also seen how the push using sit at home as an instrument have failed woefully because the success we have seen in court today, Binta Nyako resigning from the court, from the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is not as a result of the sit at home. That is to tell you that it was all orchestrated to frustrate IPOB. Binta Nyako running away from the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not as a result of the criminality of these infiltrators who told.
It's a clear state that there is no evidence to tell this man.
You see, yes. So
she has told him there's no evidence to tell this man, allow him to go.
Yes.
They said if you release him, we hope you will tell your son and your husband. So she has abandoned the case for them. It's victory for us.
Yes, so I think that any reasonable person is supposed to look back and take analysis of the progress made so far, then relate it if the criminality of these infiltrators have in any way helped the struggle or helped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case in any way. Absolutely not. And I can tell you that IPOB have done a very, very good job by making sure that the terrorism tag that was supposed to be put on IPOB globally, did not succeed because that was the aim. And I want to use this opportunity to also thank every IPOB member around the world who have stood by the Directorate of State who have stood by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and who have stood by the core belief of what we stand upon to continue to propagate and follow the instruction that was, made to us that anytime Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not around, that we should follow instruction from the Directorate of State. And that is exactly what we are doing without any form of repentance. And if you have issues with that, well, I'm sorry. You have to go and make a sober reflection. Until I see you guys again, my name remains Mazi Ikem Patrick DK. And I want to say thank you very much. Have a wonderful Sunday and God bless you all.
There were Mazi. Why don't you
Thank you, viewers.